Hello and welcome. This is Papa Zappa, and today we're here with part 3 of Mercenaries 2 for the Xbox 360. We're going to go ahead and get transit from Ewan to start with, because today is all about the side content.
Oh, hey, boss.
So we're going to be liberating some outposts, driving real fast in cars for people, and dealing with HVTs. And to start, we're going to be doing Universal Petroleum's contracts. So we'll start with the Alta Gracia outpost so we can secure their final outpost. So it looks like we've got the AK and the anti-air missile, but we're pretty low on ammo, so I'm going to go ahead and do some call-ins once we get the mission started.
Jennifer Mooey, the Brits. Hell, if we can afford you, Solano will be out on his ass in no time.
Very happy-go-lucky attitude. Let's go ahead and buy some kit from him as well. Like the C4 supply drop, we'll probably end up using that. Definitely will end up using the fuel upgrade. And the tank attack is pretty useful, so let's go ahead and get 5 of those. Getting this outpost is going to get us access to the Mantis, the ground attack, and another fuel upgrade.
I'll do it.
Every outpost is going to give you fuel upgrades when you complete them. So I highly recommend going and doing all of them because some of the late game call-ins require quite a bit of fuel and more than your capacity. I hope for anyone who is watching part 1 and 2 that you enjoyed it. Mercenaries 2, like I said before, is definitely one of my favorite games to play. It can be a little janky here and there, but I don't mind. Let's see, so we don't really have a vehicle we want to call in, but I do definitely want... Let's get the carbine and use that for a change. Doesn't look like I have an RPG kit yet, so we're going to try and get one of those because our rockets being at 1 is not the greatest. Alright, Ewan. So yeah, anytime you call in something, Ewan's going to fly in with it attached via the grappling hook, or, well, just the hook, I guess, on the bottom of the weapon there. Be careful not to pick up the ammo first like I just did, because
I'll try not to scratch it.
that can that just means you have no ammo. So yeah, definitely be careful. Not that there isn't other places around where we can pick up ammo. Okay, that's fine. He was going and I wanted to go past him anyway. Didn't work. You gotta try those sometimes. And for what it's worth, the Raven does not handle the best. Like, I guess it's really like your standard truck. I don't know about you all down in the comments, but I'm not the biggest fan of trucks. I much prefer a sedan or a coupe. I guess it's probably coupe is how it's actually pronounced, because coupe is someone takes over government, like this game, Solana. So we're bringing 2 soldiers with us, actually 3 it looks like, better. They can just go in and secure the base for us, so there's really no reason not to bring them along. They will shoot anyone who they consider enemies of their faction, so if we were unlucky enough to have PLAV around, they would shoot at them. So something to keep in mind if you have friendlies in your vehicle. Wow, I thought I was going to run them over for sure. So yeah, the order of things is definitely going to be Universal Petroleum first. And then we'll be doing the PLAV side missions. So, and depending on length, I might break it up into 2 videos. So if it does end up being 2, you now know why. Love the handling. It's very fluid. And for what it's worth, vehicles take pretty good damage. Like the door flying off right there is pretty cool. Try and slip past this roadblock. Thankfully we can drive through the sandbags. Oh, definitely be careful of the RPG building. don't want to be on the wrong end of that. And there goes the alarm. So it's active. Alright, I'm going to go ahead and... Oh, even better. No need to use your RPGs if there's oil nearby, because that will work just fine for the purposes of destroying them. Just like that. Although, you noticed... oh boy. My character... getting staggered there because of the explosives. So keep that in mind for the VZ counter went in for me. So it turns out I think I just got hit by a sniper rifle. Gonna move out of the way, try and regen some health. Oh, nice. Yeah, if we can just take this outpost out from under them, that would be really nice. And it seems possible. Oh, bad call, brother. Yeah, spamming grenades is really fun. Let's call in some more Universal Petroleum people. Pretty sure this is the final outpost that you need to get for them. So, if you're gonna want to collect the resources, I recommend doing it before they take it over. Because if you don't, then it's gonna be considered stealing, and the faction will get quite mad at you.
Got your signal box. Ready to bag your munitions.
Alright, and then he'll collect all of those as soon as we end up going inside, I'm pretty sure. There we go. It's kind of cool how you can pick up more than one at a time instead of making it wait for you to have it come back over and over again. Just because 2 has that problem where if you want to get kitted up, you got to call it in like 12 times. Although I guess Mercenaries kind of also has that issue. Although the menu for it is way, way less annoying in Mercenaries 2 than it is in Just Cause. Ollie Zandy. That's cool.
Well, you can afford.
Oh, there is another outpost. My bad.
I'll do it.
Alright, so now that Universal Petroleum has taken over this area, there should be a helicopter flying around that we can hijack.
Listen, I don't care, man.
And don't worry about hijacking friendly faction helicopters. They won't get mad at you. And there is a trick as well, if you ever do upset a faction, that we're going to be taking advantage of probably quite often through this playthrough. So for a faction to get mad at you, they need to report you. And for them to report you, the guy has to stay alive for like 10 seconds. So as long as we always manage to fly away fast enough, we can get out of their range and we'll just shut it off. Which I find pretty funny. Now we're in the anti-tank rogue, so we've got 2 50 cals and 4 anti-tank missiles. These missiles do massive damage to structures as well. It's just they're pretty limited in quantity. The Rogue, if any of y'all don't know, is based off of the Little Bird helicopter. For those familiar with like Call of Duty Modern Warfare 2, they're featured pretty prominently there. It's also in War Thunder. Haven't unlocked it myself in War Thunder though. I'm more down the Russian helicopter path. Okay, now the SAM, you gotta watch out for the SAMs. There is a trick. If they have unlimited ammo, so yeah, they'll just launch, even though they only have 4 missiles, if you're in it, they're gonna shoot you with 1,000 missiles. So, us getting destroyed right there, very much expected. This outpost is definitely the hardest one we've been to thus far. So we're gonna have to really lock in here, make sure we get this. If we end up dying, don't be too surprised. Especially considering that building's right there. Alright, we're gonna go ahead and use our grenades to try and explode that. Okay, good, it's working. Get out of the way. Kind of looks like we actually managed to jump over it, which we did. Nice. Be careful of the twin. Yeah, the twin auto cannons there will rip through you. They're meant to destroy aircraft, but anti-air has a fairly good anti-infantry capability. Oh, got one behind me too. I don't know where he came from. Yeah, we gotta be careful here while we're at such low health. Oh, and then there's the armadillo. I think that has a minigun on it. Other than that, there's really no issue. Like, we don't need to deal with it. Now, this game does punish you for reloading early, pretty much. Because anytime you do it, just kind of throws away the rest of the mags, or the rest of the ammo in the magazine. So definitely be considering that when you reload. For guns that don't have the most ammo. Like, the carbine has a pretty decent amount with 12 magazines on backup, but some weapons have a lot less. Rocket artillery is a pretty good find. Let's see if we got some rockets. Excellent. So the anti-air rocket, despite being called an anti-air rocket, is really effective against hard targets like tanks and here, I'll show you. Not the most accurate, but it will eliminate pretty thoroughly any armored vehicle that you come across. Now, thankfully with the... Oh, shoot, be careful. Just try and run around them. If you can out-turn them, you're doing pretty good. Don't get caught in this crossfire, though, definitely. Okay, alright, looks like that's clear. There is an enemy tank somewhere, as well as people up in the rafters. Yeah, like here. Now, the aiming is not that precise with certain weapons at different ranges. Like, the carbine struggles past medium range, like you're seeing right here. Oh, jeez, almost got direct impacted there. Go ahead and run away. Oh yeah, when you're at low health, the character starts talking odd. A slowed down voice. Kind of signify how much danger you're in. I'm gonna go ahead and start. Oh, that's not quite what I had in mind. Alright, let's get this tank dealt with.
Got it.
Yeah, you gotta be careful. The tanks are pretty accurate. They will, oh, shoot. Yeah. Oh, I see. There's an RPG building right there. That's what happened. Okay. Yeah, we're definitely gonna want this tank. I'd say usually when I'm handling this outpost, I start from the tank side, take the tank, and then go in and blow everything up. But, kind of want to see what it was like on the other side. Definitely harder, I'll say that much, right now. Yeah, you gotta watch out for those buildings, man. That was like, what, 4 RPGs in the span of like 5 seconds? They are relentless. Thankfully, we're so fast, it can be pretty easy to dodge them. And just like that, we've completed the contract and no longer have to worry about it. Now, they are going to stay alive until you enter the building, but once you do, they're no longer there. And then at that point, the Universal Petroleum people will come into the outpost instead. So if you wanted to fight just to test your mettle, you could always come into these outposts and mess with the people.
Hey, Jennifer Mooey! Too bad you weren't here when we were putting out all the oil fires.
Kind of curious what his get-up is. Like, he's in auditing, but he's wearing like a
Make it quick.
firefighting
Time
outfit.
is money, and money is money.
Alright, let's see here. So the tank, we definitely want the tank. Oh, did not mean to buy 11, but that's fine. The anti-tank rogue, definitely want that. The fuel upgrades, absolutely. And now we've got these missions built for speed. So every one of these missions is going to have 3 levels. They're going to give you different things depending on the level and they get harder as you do them.
Yes, I'll help you
This one's
out.
pretty fun. You get to drive a sports car and through a time trial event through gates. Pretty simple, but it's effective. The problem with these missions, though, is a lot of the time it's only driving things through gates. Like, I don't know who was in charge of coming up with side missions, but they really liked the idea of driving things through gates. That was like their favorite thing.
The faster you arrive,
See what I mean by how fast this thing is? It's kind of crazy. Especially when we were just in the Raven. That thing handles like a soapbox on wheels. And disguised as a civilian, this is the best disguise in the game. Because no faction, including the Venezuelans, will shoot at you if you're disguised as a civilian. Unless you're in perhaps a restricted area. But I haven't tested that. Now, just because they won't shoot at you doesn't mean you can't get crossfire. So be careful of that. And if you're going so fast up here, I think it's possible to do a jump. So definitely use the brake from time to time so you don't just fly off. Looks like we're doing great. There does seem to be like a racing track on in the background, though it is very light. Yeah, the biggest issue you're going to have here is the people driving in the road with you. And so, for those of you familiar with the original Need for Speed Hot Pursuit, that is one of my bigger issues with the game. Is it's a street game, so therefore you're running into people on the street. Like, you get a Bugatti Veyron in that game, and at some point you're going 240 miles an hour. You cannot see traffic coming or going. You're just hoping for the best. Like an abstract game of Russian roulette. But you see, that's how easy it is to get stumbled.
remember, they're paying you to verify this.
Alright. Looks like we're cooking along pretty good. This section can be a little tough. There's a lot of traffic. Just gotta kind of negotiate it.
Oh, pardon me.
Because anytime you touch a car, it's going to damage you. And like we said before in that monster truck time trial, if you get to around 20 below, you light on fire and then it's over. So really only the first 80 points are actual... There we go, we got it. Oh, whoa. You see that? I think we did a wheelie there.
We must follow.
You're insured, right?
Alright, well let's go ahead and take on some missions. Let's see here. So we got into the green zone and built for speed level 2, and then we have a bunch of HVTs, destroy targets, and we need to kill 50 PLAV people. So let's go ahead and go to into the green zone part 1. This is going to require us to get into a helicopter.
That huge monolith
Actually,
towering
no, it
above
does not.
everything in Maracaibo
I just use a helicopter every
is
time,
headquarters
just
of
because it's
Universal
simple.
Petroleum. You'll find
Although
them
there
in-
are, I think there might be some anti-air missiles, so be careful. You can definitely get punked there. Let's see if we can mount this hill. Well, let's go.
Major VZ base
Nice.
in these foothills. Most of the VZ attacks on Maracaibo originate here.
Oh, there we go. We hit that threshold. Let's get out of the car. Oh, we're in big trouble. Oh, okay. Made it out all right. Good to see. And then we'll go into the outpost.
Hey, it's the Merc.
Aesthetically, the black vehicles and black paint with the white emblem is pretty cool.
Ever feeling a little
I like
bit
that
lost? Come back to
choice they
TNT
made
and
for
see.
Universal Petroleum. I don't sympathize with them at all, since I'm not particularly a fan of neocolonialism.
Good. It's you. Always a good investment.
Well, you can afford.
Alright, let's see here. So the gun truck, completely superfluous. We'd have to really try to make that useful.
I'm concerned
I'll do it.
Now, we can just steal the anti-tank rogue that flies around here, but I think I'll just call one in, just for simplicity's sake. We're going to have to transport another UP exec from point A to point V in this mission.
We've got a UP VIP awaiting pickup at the Maracaibo Airport. Dr. Rubin says the big shareholder teleconference is going on at the UPHQ. Can't keep him waiting.
Alright, here she comes.
Don't worry about me, boss. I'll catch a ride back.
Hey, Venezuela. Hot all the time, people shooting at you.
The random dialogue you hear as you play through the game is pretty classic. Sitting on the bench enjoying himself.
Time is money, so get me there pronto and there'll be a good tip in it for you.
Oh nice, we're getting tipping culture is alive and well, it would appear. I'm not particularly fond of tipping culture. While I live in the US though, I tip. But I was very happy that while I went to Europe for my trip earlier this year, that I didn't feel the need to tip once. So the secret to not getting hit by anti-air rockets, there's two of them. If you fly up and around at a fast enough pace, you can dodge them. It is completely possible. And if you fly low enough, they won't see you to lock on to you.
Going in. Enemy soldier down.
Alright.
I'm taking
Looks like that mission's complete.
One more UP VIP.
Oh no, let's not take my helicopter. That was rude. How are you gonna go take my helicopter and then get it destroyed? Come on, man. Is he flying straight? Wow. Really just went and took my helicopter. I'm a little perturbed by that, I'm not gonna lie. Oh well, let's just get another one. That's why we bought 10 of the things.
Here you go, boss.
Now, oil is going to count as your currency for being able to call these in, so keep that in mind. There are plenty of loose oil containers, I suppose,
I'll walk back.
for you to pick up and call in, and you will get them for no oil cost, so it's not like you have to keep a certain amount. You can go to zero. It's not an unsafe venture. Oh, I see Mr. Rocketeer now. Probably take a different route next time, just to be a little less risky.
If you're ever feeling a little bit lost, come back to the PMC and talk to me. I might be able to offer you a few suggestions.
Easy enough. I'd take care of this whole mess.
Good. It's you.
Make it quick. Time is...
Alright, level 2.
I'm in. Count your blessings.
We've got a UP VIP awaiting pickup at the Maracaibo Airport.
I'm really happy that my friend Count Vason
East of the company HQ.
made it to our Mercenaries 2 would be my third playthrough, because this is definitely testing my mettle for game length and commentary combinations. Both Red Dead Revolver and Scooby-Doo Night of 100 Frights ended up being pretty much 4 hours exactly, which is an interesting coincidence. This will not be 4 hours. That I can assure you. I have a feeling it's going to be closer to 10 to 15 hours in total, but I'm not 100% certain. Either way, I'm happy to bring it to you. I enjoy all the content in Mercenaries 2, pretty much for the most part. The only things that really irk me are some of the side missions later on can get annoying, certainly, but... And then the bugs that I am aware of on my disc are a bit annoying. But those aren't going to come up for a while. And I feel like every game has at least one annoying section. There's not very many that are just perfect from start to finish.
I may lose my luck.
VIP delivered.
Like even Ninja Gaiden 2, which I hold as a gold standard of gaming, has its bits that are a bit dreary. Alright, let's go ahead and finish up that final mission for Into the Green Zone Part 3. And then we can move on to some of the other side missions for Universal Petroleum.
Of Maracaibo. This is the home of Universal Petroleum, and they've got this place locked down pretty well with hired mercs. The UPHQ is in the northern part of the city.
Now, something I do recommend that we're going to do right this second is we're going to use our ordnance on some of these destroy targets, because every time you go into an outpost and come out, it refills your ammunition on your vehicles, so you can safely use your munitions between missions.
Remember, they're paying you to
Oh! That was close. That spooked me out something fierce. Wow. See what I mean by how powerful that can be?
You're near a target.
Doesn't really make any sense, but... And the reason it doesn't make any sense for it to do that much damage is because most anti-tank munitions aren't like inherently just create a big explosive. It's penetrate the armor, then create a big explosive, or just penetrate the armor in some cases. But it seems it worked out okay there. And you know, while we're over here, we might as well take out these HVTs. Now, it is a pretty good strategy for these early ones to just take out all the riffraff on the bottom before you even land. That way you don't risk anyone stealing your helicopter. And it makes it a lot easier to secure the HVT. Now, if you want to save time for whatever reason, you could just kill the HVTs and be done with it and not have to call anyone, just take a picture. It counts just fine. But I see no reason to be that efficient about it for time-wise. Alright, looks like they're cleared out. Go ahead and land.
Beautiful female mercenary
Take care of this guy.
I want to see my family again.
See, they seem rather accepting of the fact that they're going to be taken into captivity.
Got it. I'll swing by. Take that HVT off your hands.
Yeah, it's very easy to see what people mean by this game being a bit silly with people's voices like that.
A few more of these, and
But
we can
coming
make
off of
one
Red Dead
better.
Revolver, that kind of silly attitude, it's nice. I enjoy it. Not everything needs to be grimdark. In this era, like 2007 to 2011, there was a lot of grimdark games, like Gears of Wars, your Halo for the most part. It's a little quippy, but they play it pretty straight. There's Dark Souls, of course, which I feel like is the epitome of grimdark. Which I know it's controversial, but I'm not a fan of Dark Souls pretty much at all. I always feel like it's just because I like Ninja Gaiden, and then when I tried Dark Souls, I just didn't have fun with it. It's too slow. Too simple.
Got to be some ammo
Definitely
around
one of my more unpopular takes. Now, 2 rounds left is a little funny. Now, even if you're out of ammo, like I've already mentioned that the AI gets infinite ammo, but if you're out of ammo, the AI can just steal it and then have ammo. So we're just Bowser's or Mario stomping some of these enemies, which is just a pretty funny way to handle it. Oh my goodness, he's stuck in the skids. That's beautiful. Oh my goodness. Wow. Let's see here. Oh, there you are. Get out of my face. Alright, we're gonna call in extraction. Try and deal with the people right here immediately, so they don't steal my helicopter.
You bagged an XB360.
See, like that. Okay. Oh, come on, auto aim. Let's not, Oh, no, you don't. Yeah. Thankfully, you can shoot the pilot out of the helicopter pretty easy.
Man, I don't get paid extra for this.
Now, it does sound like someone has an RPG, so let's be a little careful here. Alright, worked out. And now we can go to that outpost and take that final mission. Get some ammo back for our helicopter. Take out some more targets. It is a little funny that it doesn't go to 0. Like, I'm unable to use these last 2 rounds. That is pretty much the biggest drawback of the anti-tank rogue. While it is incredibly nimble and fast, it's not quite up to snuff for its munitions. It's a little light. That's mostly due to the fact that we're early in the game and the little bird just doesn't really have enough room to have a lot of munitions. Like, there are better rogues. Like, we're gonna get the rogue assassin at some point.
I'll do it.
And that one's pretty fun. It gets you rocket pods, I believe a minigun instead of 50 cals, and some anti-tank missiles. For a more all-purpose loadout, would be the best way to put it.
We've got a UP VIP
I think we'll get that as the reward for killing 50 PLAV people, but we'll see.
The Alta Gracia outpost. BZ resistance is bound to be stiff, so good luck.
And they love this track in Mercenaries too. They play it all the time.
It's Jen. She's friendly.
Hello.
Time is money, so get me there pronto, and there'll be a good tip in it for you.
Oh, interesting. The timer's counting down fast this time. Also, what they're calling 1 second, I don't know about that. It is kind of funny how it feels like different games have different second lengths.
I may lose my lunch.
Like, I don't know how many of you have played Escape from Tarkov, but the seconds in Escape from Tarkov feel like 2 or 3 seconds apiece most of the time. Oh, hello. Interesting.
I need to find
Just
some
take
ammo.
care of that building real quick. Didn't have quite enough munitions. Let's not overstay our welcome.
I may lose my lunch.
Calm down.
Oh my lord!
Really need to break this.
Whoa.
Honestly, that was impressive. I'm happy for that guy to be able to pull that shot off. A recoilless rifle is not great against airborne targets. But this game, they really, if you stand still and fly in a predictable flight path, tanks will shoot you down from the ground. It is entirely possible.
We've got a UP VIP away.
And the way they punished me, it looks like, is by taking my anti-tank rogue away, but this just happens to be a conveniently free one right here that we'll go ahead and procure. I just love that we can slam the pilot with the door, throw him out, and everything's cool with the faction. They're like, ah, whatever. She needed the helicopter. That dude shouldn't have been flying so close to her. And now we know that that flight path is not safe comparatively.
Time is money, so get me there pronto, and there'll be a good tip in it for you.
Now, this dude not only has the same model as the last exec, but the same exact voice line, so it's probably the same guy. Who knows? I kind of remember Dr. Rubin saying something about
Calm down.
how she wanted to evacuate him out the country, though, so I guess it's a little strange. Now, for helicopters, we've been in this for a little bit, and I haven't mentioned how to fly them very much. No, I don't think at all, actually.
Hey,
So
what's
the
your
meme with
flying?
helicopters is you can raise and lower with 2 different sets of buttons. So A and X will lower you and raise you. But so will left trigger and left button.
Calm down.
I just use kind of what a mix or whatever feels good at the time. It's like I'm lowering with L2, raising with A. It's completely valuable. Alright, we made it. Simple missions if you have a helicopter and you know where to fly.
That's the last of UP's liabilities. Contract complete.
Excellent. Alright, now there's no work here, so we'll go back to the... Don't take my helicopter. They're very liberal about taking my helicopters. I already stole it from you, you can't steal it from me. Kind of like in The Princess Bride, for those of you who've seen that film. Fantastic if you haven't. Highly recommend it. Alright, here's the test. We're going to fly away from this anti-air missile. Check this out. See? And it's gone. That's simple. You keep that forward momentum and turn, the missile can't track you. You might remember that when we were shooting at the AI, we had a similar trouble. We're going to go ahead and drop off their helicopter, give it back to them.
I love skydiving.
Sun just beating down on my...
Yeah, it's unfortunate that there's no parachute in this game. I feel like that could kind of be a cool thing. And one thing Just Cause 2 has over this, because they are very similar games, so it's inevitable they'll get compared, is that you can get in jets in Just Cause 2, whereas this game, that is not an option. Now, we do want the light MG drop. It's a fun weapon. I'll probably use that at some point. Shotgun, it's not that great. UP air attack, pretty useful. We'll go ahead and get 5 of those. I don't want the ground attack since we can just call an artillery or whatever for that.
Yes.
Oh, I see. Getting the level 3 on this will unlock the rogue assassin for us. And we definitely want it. It's I'll say it's my favorite helicopter of the pre-UN China phase, and pre-pirate, because the pirates will give you the Anaconda, which is the Mi-24, the Russian helicopter. Lots of ordnance. Really fun to use. Oh, hello.
UP are paying us based on how long you take. The faster you arrive...
Now, this car is, I don't think it's based on any single one car, but it takes inspiration probably from the Koenigsegg, like the CCX, for those of you familiar with that. On Top Gear's track, it was one of the only cars, well, the only brands that the stick couldn't handle, and he ended up crashing it. Considering there's rock music playing, I might as well ask y'all what your guys' favorite rock band is, if any. And I mean, like, not the video game, but the actual artists. I've already mentioned my favorite bands before, so I'll say some more that I like that aren't those. The Allman Brothers are excellent, as well as the Doobie Brothers. Can't go wrong with Deep Purple. They're really good.
Christ, they're coming out of the woodwork.
As far as albums are concerned, can't remember any of them offhand, but at least check out the greatest hits for each of those. If you guys have any rock bands you want me to know about, please let me know. I'll consider checking them out. That is one of the most dangerous parts of the level right there, where you get the air. Because if you flip and you do a bunch of damage to yourself, you can game over really easily right there. Eventually we're going to be able to get a sports car call-in that won't drop this specifically, but any car from among the list of sports cars that will drop. Which is pretty cool. If if you want to just transit from point A to point B in style. Most of the time, I feel like the best way to get around, if you don't plan on destroying anyone, is through a rogue transport. If you plan on grabbing things from the ground, it's probably a different helicopter and just using the winch on it, which is what we were looking for before, not hook. I guess there is a hook on it, but not quite the wording they want. Alright, now let's go ahead and go back to Cabimas Outpost. Just try this part. And then along the way, we'll destroy anything we see. Like this.
I've marked one of the buildings UP wants destroyed.
Alright, so the best thing we can do here, pretty simple. If you just throw C4 on it, that's a classic. You call an artillery strike on it, another classic. Lots of options here. A cheeky thing you can pretty much always do with these destroy buildings is there's almost inevitably going to be oil around it that you can pick up with a helicopter winch. And you could just drop it from up high, and that counts. That'll destroy pretty much every building in the game. Oh boy. Well, there goes that oil.
Got your signal, boss. Ready to
Yeah,
bag
no resource to pick up. Not surprised there.
Stuck on what to do next. Come back and talk to me at the PMC. I'll have suggestions.
Okay, well, looks like we're gonna have to go with the hard route. And by hard, I mean calling an airstrike. Which is funny when it's stuff like artillery. We'll use that. Okay. Oh, the more you fail it, by the way, the more it costs. So be careful on that.
Artillery support incoming.
Let's go on and get out of here.
Easy money. Another billboard down. That's another building destroyed.
Alright, that's taken care of. And now we've unlocked the rogue transport. Excellent. Let's try and find a vehicle. Oh, nice. Looks like this person's donated their...
Oh, stop it. You're insured.
Let's see, what are we going with? Spectrum Sport? Kind of looks like a Toyota Corolla to me, or like a Camry. Drives alright. Although I do feel like my Corolla drives a little better than this car. Take advantage of that
Solano renamed this
civilian
bridge
disguise.
after his new friend, General Carmona.
Not that there's really any risk to dying to those guys on the bridge right there. They're pretty much mooks. Oh, nice. Excellent. Hey, my helicopter's still there. What are the odds of that? Huh.
Good to see you back. We need all the help we can get.
You need help with something?
Yeah, I imagine he's talking about part 3 of this mission.
I'm in. Count your blessings.
UP are paying us based on how long you take. The faster you...
Now, I'm curious if anyone has tried this, but it is perhaps possible to use a helicopter winch and just fly to each of the objectives. For some of the delivery missions, that's the better way to do things. And I'll attempt that later on to show what I'm talking about when we get there. Yeah, as you can tell, there's definitely a lot less time now, so you definitely got to be putting that pedal to the metal. Level 3, they're not messing around usually. But as long as you hold A and brake at a sort of convenient time, you'll probably make it through just fine. This is one of the nicer challenges that they have, really. Oh, jeez. Yeah, we'll definitely be breaking this up in two. So in the next episode, when we get to the PLAV side missions, there's going to be one where you are testing out a like river boat. That one can suck. Yeah, you can definitely get killed over and over again in that and fail real easy.
I found one of UP's high-risk liabilities nearby.
Can actually hear the metal pretty good this time. I'm not the biggest fan of metal. I mean, I like Black Sabbath and I like Iron Maiden, but I mean, I'm pretty sure those aren't even really considered metal anymore, which is crazy to me. Metallica has a couple good albums that I'm fond of. I would say, oh, okay. That was really nice of you. Master of Puppets is probably my favorite. Ride the Lightning's pretty good. The Black Album's alright. Haven't really listened to much past that. And just like that, we managed to complete all 3 levels. And we can now purchase the Rogue Assassin. Now, let's go start taking care of some of these Destructibles. Oh yeah, we're in trouble. Oh wow, nice. Oh yeah, no, this road is not very well made. Oh geez, oh geez. Reminds me of driving in Oregon. The potholes everywhere. Of course, you can't see them in this, and it's more of a texture, just not being properly done. But the effect on your car looks pretty similar to me. Now let's try and take advantage of this oil this time. Oh boy, it's not close enough unless we get a helicopter. Let's see. This work. Now you can switch back to C4 to put more than one C4 down. The detonator will detonate them all at once. So let's see if 3 C4 canisters or well, containers is enough. The answer is no. The answer was no. Let's try that again. Looks like the answer was yes that time. Let's go ahead and... oh, we have no oil. Let's go ahead and take some of this. I believe each oil container is going to have 500 oil in it. So we're getting a little bit of an overflow here, but it's... the only thing we really have to watch out here is if someone does concentrated fire on the oil or if they throw a grenade at it. That could make things a little difficult for us. Looks like Ewan's doing a fine job. Alright, let's go ahead and call in, as soon as Ewan's ready, an anti-tank rogue, and we'll start handling some of our enemies with that. Maybe we have a different helicopter now. Oh, we have a combat rogue available. Let's try that. These ones, I think it has like 14 rockets and 50 cals. So it's not worthless. It's just not the greatest. Now you don't need to wait for the timer to run all the way out. When it's got about a third left, you can call in another vehicle. Here he comes. It's got a nice profile with the payload on the wings.
Later, boss.
So we got 14 rockets, 600 machine gun rounds. Awesome. Yeah, I was actually hoping for a little more than 600, but that's my fault for not remembering. Alright, let's see what we got going on over here. Okay, so these are PLAV soldiers. So if you recall that trick I was talking about earlier, where you don't let them haul in, definitely keep that in mind. Now, fortunately, every single PLAV soldier we kill is going to give us money, and it's going to give us unlocks as well at certain thresholds. 50 is the one we're really looking for. And we want to make sure we have everyone cleared out before we land, because when we do land, pretty much guarantee someone's going to call in a message saying how, oh no, the mercenaries betraying us. Yes, the mercenary, the one that we don't like. Okay. Yeah, like that. Now here's the trick. Just fly away. Well, nice try. And none of them respawn, which is really funny to me. If you feel like taking the risk, you can try and just shoot them out of the way. But it doesn't always work, so definitely be a little careful with that. Oh, and there's that rocket. Okay, is there anyone else? Looks pretty clear to me. Let's go ahead and land. And let's hope that we can call in an extraction on this surface.
Well,
Looks like
cut
it
my
worked.
calories and call me skinny. You bagged an XB360. I best come bigger up.
Enemy soldiers sighted!
You better have that guy ready to load, man.
Alright, and then once he's in the helicopter, it does not matter. They cannot take away the fact that he was alive when you put him in. It is now that dude's responsibility to ensure that he makes it. Alright, mission success. Let's move on to the next HVT. A little south down the road. Now, I know I said I'm only doing the Universal Petroleum side missions right here, but if it ends up being neutral against Venezuelan, I may end up doing some of the PLAV missions a little early here. We'll see. It just means I'll have to change the title of the video. You'll know if I end up doing that when you click on the video. It'll, and the way you'll know is if it says mostly Universal Petroleum missions. Or all Universal Petroleum missions plus a couple PLAV ones. So pretty cut and dry. Now, we are almost out of ammo. So we're gonna have to restock by going into one of those outposts, or just by getting a new vehicle. I think we'll just call it a new vehicle, honestly. I'm not really too worried about it. Yeah, rockets certainly are effective, and they aim pretty well, and as you can see, you can aim them down really far. I don't know if every helicopter in this game has that capability, but pretty much most of them do. Alright, dodge that guy. Now we are getting pretty low on ammo, so we are going to need to Goomba stomp somebody, or Mario stomp somebody, I guess, however you want to say it. There you are. Him down. Now, the PLAV is one of the few factions, maybe the only faction, to have female soldiers, which is kind of interesting. It reflects their guerrilla nature. Oh, hold on. That ain't. So yeah, when you subdue an HVT, they'll only stay on the ground for a second. So you are going to have to re-subdue them if they give up. Unless you tie their hands, and at that point they'll just stay where you want them.
Well, cut my calories and call me skinny. You bagged an XBT. I best come bigger up.
Enemy soldiers approaching!
Alright, that's another HVT.
You better have that.
Now, these airstrikes I'm a little interested in, so I think I'm going to grab them. Since we're low on airstrikes. Nice dirt bike there, we'll grab that.
You in? How'd you like to make a quick buck?
You can really mess yourself up in the dirt bikes on this. Yeah, they get some great air. Oh, but be careful. It does count as a People's Liberation Army vehicle, so you are going to get targeted if you don't keep honking. Here, let's see where to next.
Coming in for a pickup.
Alright, Universal Petroleum. Let's go get it. So let's go ahead and call in a new helicopter. We haven't yet seen the Castro. So you might as well see what it's like with the Castro too. You're going to have to wait for Ewan to pick up the... Oh, darn, it deselected the artillery strike. Well. Yeah, if you walk too far away from one end to the other, you do risk losing the fact that you press the pickup button. So definitely consider that when you're collecting resources.
Here you go, boss.
Now, automatic rifle is an interesting designation. This is the RPD here on the ground. If you played Call of Duty 4 or Modern Warfare 2, you're probably familiar with the RPD. It's pretty much from right at the end of World War II. It has a drum magazine. Now, automatic rifles aren't the same as machine guns, despite both of them having automatic fire. What makes them different is the fact that, hello?
Tell Solano I'm coming for him.
Oh, I think these are VZ soldiers, so we don't need to run away. It's convenient. Now, you can probably tell how sluggish this helicopter is just by how slow the turning circle is. It's actually kind of ridiculous. And it's not because we're weighed down by munitions. Every one of these variants is like this, so definitely expect that. Now, it does have quite a bit of munitions. Not to say that it doesn't. That is a fact. I mean, we've got 38 rockets, the grenade launcher ammo, and a minigun with 4,000 rounds. That's not bad at all compared to the road we were just on.
If you're ever feeling a little bit lost, come back to the PMC and talk to me.
Now, I do wish Fiona would stop spamming us because we are not lost. We've been going from objective to objective. That's a minor irk that I have with her. And, you know, I did say we were going to do all side content, and I suppose that implies I would do the gambling missions with the different members of the PMC who work with us. But I did not have that in mind at all when I was making it, and I said that. So if people in the comments would like to see that, I'm happy to do it. It's just probably not going to happen unless there's some interest there. 'Cause they're not the best missions ever.
You better have that guy ready to load, man. I don't get paid extra for this.
There we go. Number 5 out of 10.
Target verified.
Let's see, where to next? Alright. Up northeast. This is slow as molasses. Speaking of molasses, there's a rather famous historical event where I believe in Boston, somewhere like 150 years ago, molasses like exploded from its container and ended up flooding and killing a whole bunch of people, which is pretty crazy, all things considered. I think like somewhere around 200 people died in the Great Molasses Flood. So if you think your life is strange, just remember that some people literally got killed by molasses. When there's a saying that says, you're going slow as molasses. The sniper shot. That's pretty funny. Now, there's no risk from these... Oh, I say there's no risk from these guys up in the Chungus, but they did just fire a rocket at me, so that's not going to work for me. Don't worry about destroying the alarms once they're activated. It doesn't change anything. Do worry about destroying those rocket buildings. That is still a threat. Like these dudes over here, they're gone. Okay. Yeah, it's certainly it's a good amount of overkill, but it's efficient to take out. Oh, okay, we got a survivor, huh? All right.
Tell Carmona to send more troops.
Yeah, it definitely benefits us to wait a little bit to do these side missions until we have like a helicopter or a tank to do it with.
I love skydiving.
I'm not paid enough for this.
All right, we got him.
Get to the chopper!
Oh, I heard you. Where are you hiding? Away from my helicopter.
All right, keep your thing on. Sure, whatever. I'm on my way.
Alright, there's
You
number
better have
6.
that guy ready to load, man.
Target verified. One liability in the bag and another pay.
Alright, looks like the next 3 are all down here on the right. And then the last one will be on the left there. So let's go ahead and take care of these 3. I kind of got a little bit of an idea for them. Yeah. So here's the plan. We're going to go pick up that helicopter we left at the outpost, because I noticed it was still there, which, congratulations, Pandemic, on the persistence there. Not many games would have the balls to keep it through that many loading screens. It does look like my honk is currently bugged, so we can't hear it. But honestly, it gets a little annoying hearing the honk all the time, so it's fine either way. Yeah, honk is bugged on this one as well. Alright, let's see, keep heading in this direction.
Entering the eastern side of the Amazons in Venezuela. You won't find much on the main roads around here, but all you have to do is travel off the beaten path, and you'll find all kinds of hidden VZ and... I found one of you...
She is not kidding, by the way.
Nearby. Remember, they're paying you to verify them.
So the best method is to just let them go and kill them one at a time, and if they try and report you, just let them go, unless you're absolutely certain you can kill them before that timer runs out, because if they do report you and your faction loyalty goes to 0, they can, you're going to have to bribe them before you can work for them again, and it costs an exorbitant amount of money, especially over time. Looks like we were given a rogue assassin to try out. That's cool. Interesting to give that a shake. So yeah, we're right in front of this guy, so it's pretty safe for us to deal with him, especially when he's not actively calling in.
They're paying you to verify them.
Scratch one gorilla.
Yeah, this game is the very definition of playing both sides to get what you want. Just killing all these gorillas, and then in like 20 minutes, or well, definitely not 20 minutes, but however long it takes for us to get to the PLAV missions, we'll just be doing the complete opposite. Oh, finally we get to lock onto something. Yeah, just obliterate it. Those anti-tank missiles work wonders. Now, not every tank is built the same. That one has a very low HP threshold. It's based off of the M113 chassis, the armored personnel carrier that was used in the Vietnam War. And that was made of aluminum. And I don't know if you guys know this, but aluminum is not the greatest armor in the world. Alright, we're going to try and fly away. And, yeah, we were not lucky there, but thankfully we didn't piss them off too much, so we can still work for them just fine. As long as you're at least neutral with them, they're okay. If they don't like you at all, though, they won't even take your HVTs. You just have to kill them and take it on the nose. Alright, looks like they're clear, so let's go ahead and land. Yeah, be careful.
My family again.
Didn't see you there, Miss Lee.
That is really funny how she's being nice to me. Now, she is on an awkward spot on the rock. There we go.
With your friends at the oil company.
Yeah, you're right. I mean, we are working for them right now, so that might as well be what you're saying. Let's try and call in an extraction. If the ground is too uneven, it won't take, but... Okay, there we go. Looks like it worked just fine.
Keep your thing on. Sure, whatever. I'm on my way.
The enemy is here!
Alright,
You
another
better
successful
have that guy
HVT
ready
bag.
to load, man. I don't get paid extra.
Hey, target verified.
Now, we are incredibly low on ammo, so let's go ahead. I think our best bet here is to... No, we'll switch helicopters. That's the best bet. We'll try out that rogue assassin we got.
Here you go, boss.
There's Ewan. So this is the best rogue. This is the one I was talking about earlier. We got twin miniguns, a rocket pod, and 2 anti-tank missiles.
Don't worry about me, boss. I'll catch
A little less good on the anti-tank ability, but I mean, it's not called the anti-tank rogue. It's called the rogue assassin, so the general purpose approach makes sense here. Now, 6,000 rounds of minigun. I really like 6,000 rounds of minigun. That's much better than our 600 rounds that we had at the 250 cals.
High-risk liabilities nearby. Remember, they're paying you to verify them.
Yeah, this handles infantry a lot better than the 50 cals. They just fire way faster, so you can just kind of rake the surface wherever you go with them. Now, be careful. I believe that guy has an RPG, so you don't want to. You don't want him to kill himself. That was close. I honestly just want to smoke him, just because he's being annoying. And I really don't want him blowing up my helicopter. In fact, I think that's what we'll do.
If you're ever stuck on what to do next, come back and talk to me at PMC. I'll have suggestions.
There we go, much better.
Parachute would be favorite right
I
now.
do not mind killing the HVTs. If possible, or if not annoying, I will try and take them in.
Target verified. One liability in the bag and another payday.
Alright, 2
from
more to
the
go.
oil company.
Here and... Oh yes, the next one's across the pond. Now these are standard VC, so we don't have to do any treachery to try and get them. Just go ahead and smoke them all.
High-risk liabilities nearby. Remember, they're paying you to verify them.
Yeah, everyone hates the Venezuelan government, so you're not going to get any money for killing bounties on them. Well, that's not a good way to put it. They're not a specific enough threat to the faction, I guess, would be the most... I don't know. It's hard to explain why. No, I think that's a perfectly reasonable explanation now that I think about it.
Got it.
Yeah, they're worried about their enemy faction, and it also makes sense from a gameplay perspective. just because the game kind of wants to give you that illusion of choice, like, oh, where are you going to work with this faction or that faction, when pretty much you're always just going to be working for everyone, so it doesn't matter. Let's get in. And then let's go across the pond and get that final bounty on the left there, not in the middle. And then from there, let's see, how much is left with Universal Petroleum. We finished both of those. We need to destroy some targets and then kill 6 more gorillas, which I imagine we can do. Still got plenty of munitions. Watch out for the tank. They got that crazy aim.
You're about to enter the city of Marina,
You're begging for trouble.
currently occupied by the Venezuelan army. They're using the city. I've marked one of the buildings
Alright, tank down.
was destroyed.
Now, the easiest and... Oh, okay. Take care of the Rocketeers first. Also, I don't know what school they went to learn how to reload their rockets that quickly, but excellent job. Feels more like the Halo rocket launcher with 2 rounds than an actual one you have to reload every time. Alright, so really simple. A really efficient way to take out most buildings. Just park an oil thing on top, shoot it with your minigun, and watch the fireworks.
That's another building destroyed.
There you go. There's a couple more in town. Oh, maybe they want us to take out, like, in Guanare. I'm not sure. Let's just go get that HVT. The water, I'm trying to decide if I think it looks good or not. It kind of reminds me of the same consistency as Jell-O. And it kind of serves the aesthetic purpose, so I'm not... I guess we'll say it looks good.
I found one of UP's high-risk liability.
So, oh, excellent. We got more gorillas here.
Paying you to
Awesome.
verify them.
Alright, let's smoke them out. There we go, we got 50. Let's make sure everyone's cleared out before we land. I think we did a pretty thorough job, though, so looks clear to me. Hello, communist.
Capitalist pig. Acosta will kill you for this.
I mean, you certainly can accuse Jennifer of being a capitalist. That is very true, because she does do this work pretty much exclusively for money. Although, we're really only trying to get the money for revenge purposes at this point.
You better have that guy ready to load, man. I don't get paid extra for this.
The money has become a secondary concern.
That's the last of UP's liability.
There we go.
Contract complete.
Now have access to the combat road, which was pretty underwhelming. Not the greatest reward for going through all that. Now, where is these last targets for UP? Alright, the bottom right of the map for us, in the quarry. Let's go take those out. Gonna be a bit of a flight over there. Since we're gonna be in the air for a little bit, taxiing on over, I'm curious what people feel like are their favorite animations. So let's go with adult animations this time. Now the classics for me, it's definitely like King of the Hill Season 6 is just one of the best animated things ever. In the first 2 episodes you get Bobby's "That's my purse, I don't know you," which is just legendary, and if you don't know about it, look it up and watch that episode. And then it's immediately followed by Dale's adventure at the gun club. And those are probably my 2 favorite episodes of King of the Hill. Most of the early seasons before season 6 are very strong as well. I don't care for Tom Petty's character, Lucky, and I especially don't care for Luann episodes. Peggy I'm not the biggest fan of either.
That's one of the HBTs the PLAV have a bounty on.
The Boondocks is a very strong show, in my opinion, for the first 3 seasons. By the 4th season it gets really crazy, kind of hard to follow, but it's some of the best content out there for the first 3 seasons. One episode I recommend in particular is The Booty Warrior, when Tom gets sent to prison. It's really funny. Or the BET Hunger Strike. Both of those are from Season 3. Alright, looks like we've made it. Let's go ahead and start taking care of some of these chunguses. Now, these buildings are... Oh, okay, nice try. Spookadelic, man. Oh, they hit us with one of them. Can't win them all. If we get shot down, I may call in a... Oh, yeah. Yeah, we're definitely going to be using a tank. Nice. That is excellent. We were able to use the helicopter to destroy the building. Now, this is a perfect opportunity for a tank when we might be able to get a helicopter drop-off in.
I'm coming for him.
And helicopters aren't exactly safe, and there's a lot of targets close together. That means it's tank time, which is perfect because we have the Mantis. So let's go ahead and put that in our Rogue Assassin slot. Call that in. Little low on C4, but we'll do.
On my way. Try and stay alive
Especially
until
when
I
we
get
get
there,
40 rounds of tank ammo if it manages to actually drop in. Now, thankfully, even if they destroy the helicopter, it will still drop the tank below us. You might notice that that is not the Lucky Lady, it's the Lucky Ladies, the bigger helicopter. He has to bring this in to take the heaviest ordnance to us. And we're not going to get access to one of these vehicles until either we work with the pirates or the Chinese. The Americans, if you're familiar with the Pavlo helicopter from Call of Duty Modern Warfare 2, some other titles from around that time. Oh, and Transformers also featured it in 2007, that film. One of the Decepticons is a Pavlo. I think it's like right at the beginning of the movie, actually.
One more building gone.
That is also, it serves a similar function. They all 3 can carry the heaviest tanks, whereas the Rogue, there's no way you can pick up the big tanks, and then the Huey, the Castro, also has a hard time. Now, one thing about this tank, the Mantis, it's got great firepower, but it is a glass cannon like no other. So if you run into RPGs or tanks, you're only going to take 2 to 3 hits at best. Looks like we got one more. Mission accomplished. We now have unlocked the luxury car. And with that, all of Universal Petroleum's contracts are finished, and the episode's coming to its end. I'm really happy for anyone who stuck around to the end of the episode. I hope you enjoyed the side content. And until next time, Auf Wiedersehen.